1976 was the year music peaked, and it blew itself up. The Eagles and Frampton ruled the charts. Boston perfected arena rock, and Stevie Wonder dropped the songs in the key of life. At the same time, the Ramones fired its first shot of punk. Disco went mainstream, and the outlaw country hits platinum. This is why 1976 was the greatest year for music and how it changed everything.
1976 was the year music hit peak polish and then set the house on fire. On one side, you had arena-ready perfection. The Eagles, their greatest hits, 1971 to 1975, released February 17th, became the first RIAA Platinum record and turned into America's best-selling album ever. Peter Frampton's Frampton Comes Alive turned a cult guitarist into a superstar and proved the live album could dominate the charts. Boston's debut perfected corporate rock with More Than a Feeling, the sound of FM radio at its most colossal. Add Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, September 28th, the first album by an American artist to debut at #1 on Billboard, 14 non-consecutive weeks on top, with Sir Duke, I Wish, Isn't She Lovely, and a breadth that fused soul, funk, jazz, and social consciousness into a landmark double album. On the other side, 1976 lit the fuse under the underground. The Ramones' self-titled debut, April 23rd, stripped rock back to 2-minute buzzsaw bursts and kicked open the door for punk. The Modern Lovers, August, bottled Jonathan Richman's deadpan Roadrunner and fed the DIY ethos. Graham Parker's Howlin' Wind and Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, I Don't Want to Go Home, brought street-level R&B grit back into rock. In the UK, the Sex Pistols played their first gigs. The Clash formed, and the Bromley contingent made punk fashion a movement. Even if the charts were still ruled by ABBA, Wings, Silly Love Songs, and disco crossover hits from KC and the Sunshine Band. It was also a hinge for other genres. Outlaw country went mainstream when Wanted. The Outlaws, Waylon, Willie, Jesse Coulter, Tom Paul Glazer, became the first country album certified platinum. Reggae crossed deeper into the US with Bob Marley's Rastaman Vibration, his first top 10. Electronic music found a pop foothold in Jean-Michel Jarre's Oxygen. Metal took a leap forward with Judas Priest's Sad Wings of Destiny and Rainbows Rising. And the year singles were everywhere. Gordon Lightfoot's Haunting, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, hit #2. That's why 1976 feels like the greatest year. It was the summit of 70s studio craft and the birth cry of the revolution that would sweep it away. The polished anthems ruled the airwaves, but the seeds, Ramones, punk scenes, outlaw country, electronic minimalism, were already sprouting. 1 year later, punk exploded, but 1976 is the moment everything changed, because it gave us both the peak and the blueprint for the overthrow.